it's been a while since I watched the film. I saw it many times. Like I will never forget Jordan bringing me a first draft of the film years ago and made me watch it. Like I think we met at a convention and you made me watch it in my room afterwards. And I just remember after I saw it, he was like, "Do you have any notes?" And I think I gave him like 2 hours worth of notes. I think he just started recording me because it was like too difficult to, note down. He was like, "I'm just gonna record what you say." And so like
I do
anyway,
that.
so basically yeah.
Yeah, I remember that as well. I was just so excited to show you this cut. To me, I had a lot of blind spots on what like really is the full story, but I just really recognized that with, your dedication of creating all these different panels to like teach the cosplay community where cosplay came from, I really relate to you as the person who lived it and has like the mind to actually see it all and see the whole evolution of it. So even though you gave me a
Well,
lot of notes, I was so happy to get them.
no, you had already filmed a lot. That's the thing. So you had already gone out and filmed, with Cynthia, with Key, and with, the World Cosplay Summit. You'd already gone to Japan. And so you had all this great footage and these great stories. And I was like, we just need to puzzle it. We just need to like flesh out certain stories. And especially like at the beginning, it was like, we need more explanation about like the different types of cosplay. That's why there's like this segment of me just explaining like this is what this type of cosplay is and this is what this is, because I was like, for people who aren't in this world, that's going to be really important.
Yeah,
But so
puzzle
yeah.
puzzle is a good way to put it because right, it was like a jigsaw puzzle that had a lot of sections that were solid but a lot of missing pieces at the same time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. And it was like about putting them in different, like the right order. So yeah, I first came on just, as a as another story. Like I wasn't supposed to be involved in the making of this film beyond just filming my part. And I think like you had emailed me, you were like, "I'm gonna be in Atlanta and we can film. We can like do an interview." I was like, "Okay." So that was like the interview that you saw where I'm wearing the blue top and I have the really pink hair. That was a summer. And then we like filmed again, at subsequent events. And, once we're like, "Oh, okay, we want to like tell
yeah,
more of the story." And then, oh my God, you bringing my mom into it. I was like, I mean, it is, that is part of my story, but I was like, man, my mom.
well, I think what it really was when we first reached out to you, we were thinking that you would be the academic sort of talking head backbone of the project to help teach everybody about the evolution of cosplay. And
Yeah,
because this was
that's what I
around the
thought too.
time, right, it was around the time after Heroes of Cosplay. So at first I felt as if like, well, a lot of Yaya's story has already been told, so it would be cool to see
Mhm.
her in this new position. But what we discovered was that while making the film, and really while I was in the edit suite with my co-director John McHugh, uh, we just started to realize that like, oh my God, Yaya's story is the story of cosplay itself. In that you were born in Asia and then basically came to America um, and just discovered cosplay, and that's really the story of cosplay when it comes to like anime traveling across the ocean to America. And then I think
Mhm.
I think that's when, yeah, I probably kept following up and just wanting to do more interviews. Maybe it was a hidden agenda, but it's like it felt right to the story we were
No,
chasing.
it was organic because like I cover a lot of the same topics in my book, Yaya Han's World of Cosplay, and I was like already pondering all of these things that ended up in Cosplay Universe, which is why some, I was like, well, we probably should tell the story of, how my mom used to hate all of this. And because like I end up exploring that in my book too, which was written, around the same time, but because it is true. It's like that's what we want. We just want to be accepted. We want to for our parents to see that this is not just, a weird thing, but there's like meaning to this and there's possibly a career in this, like um he's saying that she doesn't have to go to medical school anymore. Yeah, like, we all have that like desire to just be accepted for who we are. And so like I'm glad that we were able to put that in the film. So,
Yeah,
and by the way,
definitely. That was
if you guys have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat. If like you saw the film and you want to know more or behind the scenes of anything. And Jordan, before we go on much further, can you tell people where they can watch this film if they
yeah,
maybe the watch party or want to
yeah,
show it to their friends?
absolutely. Yeah, the film is now available on Amazon Prime, Apple TV, Xbox, Vudu, as well as Google Play. So within YouTube, Google Play is linked. So really, if you search for YouTube, you can watch it. And it's available for rental and purchase for this period of time. We're not on a
Hmm.
streaming service yet. Right now is like the premiere time to see it, share it with your friends. Um,
That's right.
but right now it's mostly in the United States, and soon we'll be in different territories. So stay tuned for that. Yeah,
Yes.
cool.
Yes. Did
Um,
Phantom is Renji just say Yaya is Avatar the cosplay bender? Oh my God. Renji!
it's
That's something I haven't heard before. Sorry. I've heard everything. I haven't heard that.
yeah. Have
Oh,
any questions come circling in?
I am trying to scroll through. Hold on, let me see. I'm trying to scroll through. I don't think I'm fast enough. Ellie Stein says, I just want to say congrats. It was amazing. Thank you. I think I saw like comments. But it's very difficult.
I see
Twin Cosplay
one
says great book, by the way. Thanks.
in
Oh,
this book.
Monica is here. Hi, Monica of the Lion. Thanks so much for being here too. Uh,
Yeah, I
anyway,
guess one thing that I wanted to share is just like what excites me the most about this project is I feel like organically what happened at the end there where Key showed their parents the film, that's kind of what we think the film is for. It's like this tool that you can show to your friends and family to let them understand why cosplay means so much to all of us. Because there's just such a breadth to it. And I think when you try to explain it to people, it is hard to understand. They don't see all the different facets of what's possible in the art form. And that's even to this day, I still haven't cosplayed, but I'm just in love with the art form and how it lets people find themselves, express themselves, and connect with each other.
absolutely. Yeah, there's so many different ways to do it. And I'm glad that we went into the history of cosplay and like this time rewatching it, what struck out to me is sort of that like how fandom costuming used to be all about, sexy, revealing costumes. And then like cosplay had like that phase where sexy cosplay was super scandalized. And oh, I forgot that people used to accuse me of like being the one that effed it up and, sexualized cosplay. I was like, that was like last decade. Like so long ago.
But yeah,
Because
we've
like
had so many
now
different
cosplay
stages.
like lewd cosplay is more accepted now. It is still a long way to go, but it's like we have really come a long way. And it's like us having to explain like the validity of sexy cosplay. Like, hey, these characters are kind of drawn this way, like it is with the male gaze. Um, and but then that women are able to sort of empower themselves now through cosplay. I think that's really great. So that was like, oh yeah, it's like kind of like it went from sexy to conservative, and now we're like, sexy is okay again, and we should keep in that direction.
Well,
So
that's well, right. Keep That's our job to keep following the trajectory of it, perhaps the sequel. But I see somebody special is asking to join our our IG live. So let's go ahead and bring in a special guest from Mexico. Who could it be?
who could it be? Who could it be?
Okay, it may take a second accept situation here.
Oh, oh my gosh, you're so cute. And you're, I love that hoodie. It's Shema from Twin
Hi.
Cosplay, World Cosplay
Hello.
Champion, Shema.
Shema. Oh man.
Hi. Hello, guys. Hello. Thank you for having me here. So excited and happy to be part of this project. Thank you so much again to Cosplay Universe and also to you, Yaya. Thank you for having me here and to be part of this story. This is a great movie. I really enjoy it. So thank you.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
thanks for
you're a
being here.
huge part of it, you know?
Yeah, it's a pretty funny story that I could say my side of it, which is pretty much I went to the World Cosplay Summit and was following Ashley and Sarah from Team America. We got a lot of awesome, experience filming with them beforehand. And then along the way, I just like bumped into Shema and learned of this crazy story that was going on between Shema, Valentina, and Team
Mhm.
Italy. And I was just
Mhm.
like, how is this even possible? This is like a reality TV type of storyline, but this is actually happening. So that's how it happened. And Shema, and I think I'd be curious from your perspective, how did you feel like this? I
For
just
me,
started following you with a camera, right?
yeah, well, for me, it was really, I was, my cosplay history is really rare. Like, I started cosplaying and then 4 months when I started, I decided to compete in WCS. Then at the almost 7, 8 months of starting cosplaying, I joined WCS Mexico, won the representative, went to Japan. I have never been in an airplane before in my life. So actually the first airplane I take, it was to go to Japan. So that was really wild. So if you can see my face, I'm destroyed in the movie because it was my first time dealing with jet lag. And also, it was really like bizarre because of my first cosplay competition with a partner. And because Juan already competed once in a solo competition, but it was my very first one. So I went with him. We were doing our thing, and then suddenly Jordan appeared, and you're like, okay, can I film you guys? I really interested in your story, and like yeah. And I was like, because for people who knows me, it's like I'm like that, like yeah, let's do it, yeah, whatever. And he was really nice, and of course, we went through all this process with him, and for me, it's really a special time of my life. It changed my life forever. Like um, that stage, that moment, it changed everything. Like, and I think this movie take many of the things that I was dealing to also, like what every time I hear Jaya speaking about in the movie, like she's actually talking about many stuff that I went through. Also, like my family has never been really supportive of this, and nowadays still they are not. So it's like they haven't turned around yet, but still, it's really amazing to see also how cosplay bring all these people to my life, right? And most all of them appear from that moment in time in my life when I compete in WCS, and from that moment, like it has changed everything, not only from the outside and everything that I do now, that I do cosplay all the time now, but also from my inside, because it's really great what you touch in the movie, that is like you find yourself in the skin of others, and this in this case of characters, and you find more about yourself and even your people by letting yourself experience this place of cosplay that not only moves your creativity ways, but also like it lets you experience yourself more freely. It's so weird. It's a really nice thing, but you only understand it once you are cosplaying, you know? So I think
What
it's
did
a
you do it?
great
Yep.
it's a great documentary. It's a great way to show people who doesn't know anything about cosplaying that you were saying what cosplay is and what really is. And I think it's a great. It has a great storytelling. I'm so sorry for all the random stuff I said back then. I've always been like that. I'm so reckless. I'm so sorry. My English is so much better now. You can tell, but still, for me, it was like, oh my god.
Fine in the film too. Yeah. But like I love the whole WCS section because it showed that it was really not about winning. Like none of you really cared about winning. You know, it was truly just about like bringing the performance that you had in your mind to life, you know? And that's what I want people to get from competitions. It's not about you're gonna lose or anything, or it's like you should do it because you're gonna have this experience with all these other people and you're gonna meet your friends, you're gonna like talk shop, you're gonna help each other, and you're gonna like root for each other the whole time.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
want to
like,
just add too that I really saw myself in Shema where you know that moment happens where you're just like it wasn't what was in my mind like when you're up on stage, because that was me making this film. Like I just wanted this film to so badly represent this community, and it was just like it was never good enough. So I think I actually cried when I did cry when Yaya was like, "Hey, the movie's really good. It works." I just like had this like moment of like, "I have done it. Thank God," because I was like, I was just like, it mattered so much to me that this film actually, you know, represented the community, and it just never did in my mind. But to hear that was like really
mhm.
a beautiful moment for me. So thank you.
And honestly, it was like when I saw Cynthia and her family story, that's when I was like, I'll come on board and I'll help produce this. I'll give you like I'll give you more time and tell you like what I would flesh out more, because it was like see, I was like they are the heart of the story, because in the end it just like it is about family. It is about, like I just really enjoyed that. So
Yeah.
it's like you had really good instincts. You found the right people to involve. And so yeah, how does it feel to have the movie come out finally after 7 years?
Oh, great question. Uh, yes, it does feel good. It definitely is like an energetic weight that I feel that I've been happily to hold, but at the same time, it does feel like a new chapter in my own life can kind of happen now that we've delivered it to the people and people can finally watch it. And at the same time, what's happened is I just realized I really love telling stories in the world of cosplay. I think it's such a cool medium for people to find themselves. And something I've discovered recently is like I really just enjoy showing telling the stories of artists. And I feel like cosplay is the
Mhm.
best way to do that because people are their art is like external, but it's also internal in their like transformational
It's
journey.
a
So
hundred percent internal. That's why like it's so weird, because what we do gets, looked at. It's like what we do is so visual, but it all comes from within. It's all about like how we feel and what it means to us. So it's very weird.
yeah,
Anyway,
I
do you
was I realized too, like it's almost like people like cosplayers are like human sculptures in like a social setting is something I ended up writing while like
they
doing some press
sculpt
stuff.
themselves
Right,
too,
right. Yeah, it is
somehow
super.
chiseled away at themselves to reveal, you know?
All right,
Yeah.
I think we're gonna try to bring in one more special guest. Thanks everyone,
Yes.
especially on the East Coast, for staying up late. Let's see if that request is there. Accept.
Oh, sorry.
Oh wait, we may have to do one
Song.
extra. We may have to
People
do
from
one extra
Australia are
request.
here. I think I saw just cosplay too. Heart, sorry. I'm trying to stall for time while you accept.
Sí,
Wait,
también
everyone,
saludos.
everyone, I should warn that there are two requests. We have to do one more request after this, because a special guest emerged that I think everybody is going to be excited for. But yes, Key.
Hello, it's Key from the East Coast. It is, yeah.
I think we're all on the East Coast right now.
are are we?
Why did you schedule
I'm
it
on the
for
East
so
Coast.
late, Jordan?
Well, there was the conundrum of 7 o'clock on the West Coast and the East Coast. I didn't know we'd all be on the East Coast. But Key, please tell us what I don't know, what is your experience just watching this movie back at yours, tell us.
It's oh God, it's wild because so I've seen it once before when we showed my mom for that little end credit scene. Um and that was like I don't know, quite a few years ago. So seeing it back again and it's just it really especially with all of the changes that have gone on in my life recently, it just sort of just reminded me about how much I love cosplay and how it's really shaped my life.
Sorry. Sorry, I
Um,
paused down for a moment.
like every move in my life so many of the connections that I've made, and like even my career now has stemmed because of cosplay and the people that I've met and the things that I've done. Um, so it's really wild to like go back and see kind of how and where that all started, and also to hear my voice before tea. It's like, ah, that's what I sounded like. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, can you tell people about how I hid behind the table and what was going on right there?
Which
Oh, well, I just wanted Key and their mom to have like a very personal moment. And when we filmed that last scene, the only way I could think to do it was to just hide behind the table and let the kind of camera capture their conversation. Uh, but yeah, I just like every so often would emerge just to make sure I was recording, and I think
No,
their mom,
sorry.
yeah,
It's like
that was
it was my other phone. It's ringing. I'm so sorry.
that to me was one of the wackiest moments of just hiding behind a
So,
table.
Yeah. So that was filmed in my parents' house's basement, which was my workshop. And so we got set up on the couch, and then I just kind of we started the movie, and then Jordan just kind of goes and like sinks behind this giant 4 foot by 8 foot desk that my dad built for me because I had been like doing all my craft on the floor, and he was like, "You're gonna break your back, let me make you a table." And so there's this massive table, there's like shelves all underneath it. There was that clip with all of the like the patterns, that's that giant table. And so I just like watched Jordan go over, just like sink down underneath it. I'm like, bye.
Okay, I think we're gonna actually. I didn't even know it's possible that there can be 5 people, but we're gonna have one more special guest before we wrap it up. Let me see if we can bring in a 5th here. I hope so. Oh, come on, IG Live. It says unable to join.
No.
Maybe it's because one
While,
person
while we
got.
wait, Gothic Crow had a question. I'm stalling for time.
Oh yeah.
Gothic Crow had a question. How much of the notes made it to final? I don't know. I gave a lot of notes. No, I really think that the final cut was very representative of, like a really well-rounded explanation of our world. And I remember at one point the World Cosplay Summit was not the end of the film. And I was like, there's no other option. You have to move it to the end. It has to be with, Team Mexico winning. Hello. So like I was very passionate about that. And I think it is like definitely like a culmination, but then like really nice to have that, after the climax, like the really nice scene where it brings it back to moms, because that's the truth. And like, yeah, so that was really good, I thought. But a lot
I,
of the notes made it.
Okay.
I
Ashley
think
coming?
like
Sorry,
if I
did I
can
do
add
that?
in there, like I think it was really amazing that the way that thank you. Like, I mean, like how cosplay changed lives. Also, like not only by competing or like bringing your work out there or showing your passion through it, or like Yaya building this amazing platform by working, doing her passion, and also how this passion like transforms your life by the people that surround you and see how passionate about you are about this, that they support you through cosplay, but also like it gives you the strength and the the bravery and to open more. And that's what happened with Kree's story. That is like really amazing, that how he became so brave, or they became so brave about this, and be like, I want to open about this. I'm sorry by my English. I'm so sorry. I'm really bad at this. But it's like I think it was
You're
really
fine.
like a really touch moment, that it shows uh, how cosplay can transform you like in many ways, and also give you the tools that you may need, either to follow your passions and work out of that, or to find yourself and open to others, and also give you the emotional tools to go for it and say, I'm this person. And I think cosplay has done that also for me and for many other people that I have seen around. And I think that's the great job that this movie does. And I think, like Jaya say, like I think all the stories out there that were shown, they really reflect what uh, uh, all those places of our community, right? That it has these diverse places and aspects that not much people understand, and you guys actually managed to summarize that and understand in an understandable way. Because I like how everything was developed from the story of cosplay and then how it was evolved through the years and what is in the place right now and the places that it can go and how can transform and change people. And because cosplay do that. It's an never endless tool of uh, a never endless growth tool, if that's correct, that it lets you grow yourself every time you make a new project or every time you let yourself try something new. And this can be applied to other aspects of your life. And I think that's amazing. And congratulations for that. And yeah, I'm sorry.
uh, okay, are we able to
I
add
think
one more person?
I think we can only stick to four. So to add one person would have to step out.
No,
So I
break
guess
Instagram.
yeah. I guess well, one person. We're gonna wrap up. I think this will be like the last thing, but it would be cool to give this
Wait,
person a
I
shout
think we
out.
should answer a couple of questions before we
From
wrap
the
up. I feel
public.
like
Yeah,
I was like,
there's a lot.
people are like asking questions and we haven't
Yeah.
really answered any. One question I think is we can all say, you know, we can also answer it now that the film has been out and so many people have seen it around the world. What's next? So maybe, yeah, what are you guys up to these days? What's next for you?
Well, I would personally like to continue to tell stories in the world of cosplay. How to do that, I'm not quite sure. So maybe I'll be hitting all of you guys up for sequels or something. But that's something I really feel passionate about doing. So
There's plenty of material.
yeah.
Mhm.
So that's me. What about you, you guys? Shema?
Well, for me, my life has changed a lot since the movie, since the story that is told in the movie. As you can tell, I changed a lot too. So, nowadays, I do cosplay full time here in Mexico. I create a lot of cosplays commissions for different companies. Have made several for Riot Games and League of Legends and all that. Also do commissions for other creators and also for other cosplayers out there. And yeah, I'm really happy for that to see my work out there, and I'm really happy for that. And also, I'm still now that the world has getting into a better place about coronavirus and everything, the pandemic, I'm looking forward to travel more and to see more of my friends that I haven't seen in the past 2 years, almost 3 years. And I'm up to that, to creating more and more stuff that people can enjoy and to just continue creating. I think cosplay will be part of my life until my last day. I love it, and yeah.
Yay!
Um,
Yes.
so cosplay is still very much like a hobby for me. It's not my primary income, but I have been recently doing a lot of guesting and paneling at fan expo conventions, and I've started doing judging at some of those cosplay contests, which is something that I never thought that I qualified for before. Kind of one of those imposter syndrome kind of things. And I think since the movie came out, I felt like I I could do that. It's something that I could explore and feel confident doing.
Yes. Well, you have competed. So first of all, that is like the first prerequisite for judging, I feel like. So you know what it's like to compete and you know what it's like to make costumes. So it's like that you don't have to feel like, like I understand though, but you are perfectly qualified to judge, and you're probably more qualified to judge some than some other judges who may have never competed before, you know. And but so it's like that's great. I think it's awesome. Yeah. And Shema also does a lot of judging, you know, like we judged at Anime Expo just this year and ECG European Cosplay in
in
Paris,
France.
Japan Expo a few years
Yes.
ago. So it's like that. I think that's really important is for people that have competed to, you know, be able to pass it on and share their experiences. I used to compete a million years ago. So it's like, but I've been judging for like 20 years, so that's a different thing.
Yaya,
Um,
what about you for the future? At this stage,
well,
what are you thinking?
I mean, I was so stoked to see the film like have the cosplay fabrics moment. I was like, oh my God, I forgot we did like you did catch the cosplay fabrics booth at New York Comic Con a few years ago, and you know, were able to interview Joanne from Joanne and Jody from Cosplay Fabrics. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. So like I loved being able to pivot to making, you know, designing and sourcing materials for cosplayers, and I'm still very lucky that we're able to do it and you know, be able to make patterns and fabrics and you know, trims and so it's like I still want to continue in that direction, just make materials more available and tools more available for cosplayers. So hopefully I can announce the newest project soon. Um, but it's like, and then aside from that, I sort of rediscovered the joy of cosplaying through the pandemic, you know, by just kind of going because I didn't have events, so I just kind of cosplay what I wanted. And I now have this philosophy that I will really unless, you know, it's a collaboration with a company, I will only cosplay characters that I genuinely love. So that's why, like, recently I did the Edge Runner's Lucy costume, and I'm really into May cosplay. So we should talk. Yes.
I
I
lost
have
my
to
mind when I
share.
saw you as Long Wanji. I was like, oh my God.
Yes, yes. I'm doing Chuaning next. It's almost done from Erha. So yeah, so we keep
I love
making
that one.
the husbandos and so I don't I think that's really important like for me to after all these years to still be enjoying cosplay and geeking out over the characters and doing silly photo shoots with friends or I'm like kabidoning them. So
Yeah, I definitely
Really
noticed
quick,
that, Yaya, and just like following your social media, which I don't know how you do it, but like you just like have such a cinematic life. It's like just fun to watch.
no, what
But
is no,
but
I do not.
you could tell that like something shifted and you were like back to just creating, and it's been awesome to watch.
Yeah, I did. I kind of lost it a little bit in 2019 because I did so many events. I did so many events so for so long, and it was like almost like forgot what it was like to just like geek out. But this is what I'm saying. I've been cosplaying for 22 years, so if I can re-find it and reignite the fire, it's like it's there forever. You know, you can find it.
Absolutely.
um, so I'm probably going to step out shortly so we can have some space for Ashley to come in. There was one question in the question section that was specifically targeted to me, so I'm going to answer that really quick.
Sure.
It
Thank you.
says from Lil Vixen SG, Keelan, how it was your first approach to craft cosplays. Um, so I guess they're asking about my first time cosplaying. That's my cat. So the first time that I ever went to an anime convention, I was actually dressed up in Visual K because I was super into like Duran Gray and Nightmare at the time because of Death Note, and I like ripped apart and pinned like safety pinned together this absolutely atrocious outfit. And like I did the really big like Inuyasha style face V's that were like really trendy at the time. Those like tear track V's. And then I got to Anime Boston and there were like so many people as the actual characters. And I was like, you can do that? So the next couple of years, I started like getting my mom to buy me some costumes off of eBay, and I was like, really, Mom, can you get this for me? And then this one costume that I really wanted to do, which was Rukia's sword from Bleach, they didn't make it because it was like sort of a more niche character, and so I had to make it myself. And then I got into there, and then sort of to roll right into Ashley coming on soon. The manga Paradise Kiss was like the first foray for me into like cosplay as a sort of a vehicle to teach myself new skills like sewing and stuff like that. And so that's oh, Shema disappeared. Oh no.
All right.
Shiva!
Shema, come back. But
It's
yeah, so
okay.
that's kind of where I started, and then just a lot of really, really bad costumes to start that just looked really bad but felt really awesome to wear, and then a lot of like self-taught skills from YouTube and stuff. I did do like a brief stint into theater tech, so I learned like proper sewing techniques there, and then kind of went from there. Oh, ah!
Ashley!
Oh wow, Ashley.
Hi.
Hello!
Hello.
Your hair, I love it.
Thank you so much. I am a fellow hair color enjoyer. I always love Yaya's hair colors.
That's right. I was born with purple hair.
You are.
I had the loose finger there and jutted Ashley and Key. Do you want to finish your thought? Sorry about that. And then we'll go to Ashley's experience. Okay, I think Key has. Are you good? You're concluded your thoughts. Sorry about that. I had Ashley jump in. Okay, Ashley,
Yeah,
welcome.
no. That was pretty much all I had to say. Hopefully, so I will be dipping out. Hopefully, Shema can pop back in whenever his internet connection works again.
Yeah,
But
he's waiting. He's waiting to come back in. I see this as the master controller of the thing. So
all right, well, thank you for letting me be a part of this. It was a real pleasure, and I'm so happy that it's finally here.
Yay!
It is here. It's happening. It's awesome.
Thanks for
Film
being
is available.
here.
Bye,
Thanks,
everybody.
Key.
Bye.
Ashley, tell us what the heck is this like looking back at this which happened 7 years ago?
How?
Yeah.
How? When I first saw it, it was, I will say, well, for one, thank you to both of you for making this happen. For one thing, it's just amazing to see all of the stories. I'm probably going to get choked up, so I'm sorry. But it's so just amazing. Just the whole thing is amazing. I love it. It was such a huge nostalgia bomb just to watch, but then just experience like Cynthia's story, just like, oh my God, it just Key's story, like everybody's. So, I mean, yeah, I think I was tweeting at you earlier, Yaya, about your story. It's just like, oh, there's so much. It's just cosplay is so amazing. I guess I'm gonna sound babbling moron here. I'm sorry, but it's just amazing. I'm kind of floored. So yeah, it's because I started cosplaying in 2001 when I was a little wee babby cosplayer, and before
We all were.
I
Early
know.
2000s. Oh my God. We were tiny babies.
babies with our disposable cameras, and
Yeah.
before
Like, oh, that's like, is it weird that like now peace signs are cool, but when we first started cosplaying, it was like we didn't know how to pose, so we'd be like, and now it's like everybody does this, so weird.
I remember the first time I was doing digging through the photos after the cons of all the people who'd photo shoots, and it's just like that's the only photos you'd get. And I remember I was cosplaying Ed Eldrick from Full Metal Alchemist. It was the first costume I actually sewed myself, but it's still, yeah, and it was I tried doing some in-character poses, but the photographer kept telling me to smile, and I'm like, no, I'm Ed. I gotta be grumpy. So
That's
like,
right.
yeah, you know, don't do this.
Too funny. Shout out to Fansview, Kevin Lillard, Lionel, UzakiChan.com, our first con photographers that captured us
Oh,
and made us feel a part, like we're a part of the scene. The days before digital cameras or smartphones.
yeah, yeah. So, oh, sorry, I brought that up because seeing this film is so cool because I still feel like as a cosplayer, I'm getting the habit of actually documenting what I'm doing because I'm so initially started out with just you make a costume and go run around. Hopefully you get your
Yes.
picture in. And so that's actually been, I've been cosplaying 20 years now and I still feel like I have to remind myself to take selfies with people. And so it's really cool to have something documented that I was a part of. So it's like it's really neat for that too. So thank you. Oh my gosh, Jordan, can I say thank you so much for braving the Nagoya heat with us? Holy crap.
Thanks. Oh yeah, this is like a
Welcome back,
reunion that
Sherma.
this is a reunion I was dreaming of to like see the
Okay,
WCSers back at it.
just one thing. I don't know why always when Ashley and me are about to join again, to meet again. Like always, there's like we always like this to get this close to meet again since WCS. And now that my phone like literally died and everything, like oh, of course, yes, of
You
course, yeah,
guys. Such a
yeah.
Sherma thing.
It's such a
Yeah.
Sherma
It is
thing.
such
Yeah, I'm
a
so
Sherma
sorry.
thing.
Well,
I'm so clumsy.
It's
I'm
so
so sorry.
cute.
But yeah,
that was like a really beautiful moment behind the scenes. What happened was, Shema and Juan had just gotten off the stage at WCS, and Shema, you could tell was just like it wasn't as perfect as he imagined. And then suddenly, all the WCS camera crew, like a reality TV camera crew, just like swarmed and just tried to like film him having this emotional um, moment that was rightfully so. And Sarah and Ashley basically just blocked them and were like, not on our watch.
um,
Not this is not gonna happen. And
Like
and
rest.
yet again, while filming and having just met you guys, I was just like, how is this happening? This is such a beautiful moment to capture.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
looking out for each other, you know.
to be honest, like yeah, I think it was the first time I competed, the first time that I really speak of, right? That it was my first time for everything, like competing in WCS, making a skit, making a project this big, committing for a project because many people don't know, but WCS is a commitment of months. It's not only a little time, it's a long, long time, and you work for it for only a performance of 3 minutes. So everything resumes in 3 minutes, right? And it's like, it's a lot of take on. And for me and for Juan, it was the first time for everything. And also, Mexico has been and always been such passionate about WCS, and they always get really really competitive and serious about the quality and everything. And that's a really thing here. We are really really passionate, but sometimes passion gets you there, right? Like everything has to be perfect. And for us, many people when they see us skate in Mexico, people got really excited and we got selected, and people were like, please do your best, win in Japan. It's our dream that Mexico won. And because Mexico only have got another place, 2 places before, it was second and third and a special prize. So it was like those were, but people really wanted like the championship, right? And for us, when we arrived to Japan, we discovered, and I was really happy for that, that it was so much more to see than the competition. It was about the people and the experience and everything. That is the things that you're talking about in the documentary, what Yaya was saying that she was trying to highlight. And that must moved me a lot. And during the performance, many things didn't came off as supposed to. Like it was really, really. To be honest, I really don't like that performance at all. It's because I'm a perfectionist, and it's when I went down the stage, I started crying in frustration because I was like, we lay down, we had a disappointment to all our friends and the people that believe in us, and the WCS Mexico that believe in us, and all these people, and I got all that in my head, and I just went out and go as far as possible and went to cry and Juan went there. And then I didn't see that in that moment. I saw later that Ashley and Sarah and also Karina and Serene, that are friends from Denmark, they stopped the cameras from WCS. That they didn't mean wrong, but they didn't quite understand, you know, the situation, and they make them aware of and taking care of that space. And I really appreciate that. And not only they did that, like I will never forget Ashley when we were together through that process, because she was that they were the team before us.
Mhm.
So we were always together. Oh, United States and Mexico. And like, okay. And to be honest, I'm a great fan of Ashley's work and also Sarah's. Like their performance is totally one of my top favorite performances that I still see today. I really love it. And when we were in the line, because of course Shema's crying like, I'm sorry, we need to continue. Shema, you need to go to the stage for the prizes. And I was like, okay, standing there like still crying. And then Ashley approached to me and she's like, no, you did great. You were going to be amazing. You already won. You won. Like, and I was like, thank you. It's not about winning. I just feel like, you know, that's the performance everybody's going to remember me by. And I wanted to be the best as possible for people to get excited and everything. And it didn't went off as I want to. And everything goes on. She continued there with me and Sarah, like with me and Juan. And I remember because she knows Japanese, and that we were we were on the stage waiting for the awards, and Juan and me were like, okay, we didn't win, whatever, let's have fun. And then I was watching, and you take that perfect shot. I was looking like this to the screen, and Juan and me were like, let's see who wins. And then, you know, they always say the Japanese thing first, right? So when they say then the thing in Japanese, actually look at me and say, it's true. And I was like, wait, what? And then they say Mexico, and you know, and it was like, oh my God. So yeah, I will never forget. It's a really special moment that bond me infinitely with Ashley and Sarah forever. And not only because all the moments that we have together, but that specific moment, she take that time for me. And I think time is the most precious thing we have, because you can buy that. It's something that people gift you. And she gave me that time for me and for making me feel better, because I think between cosplayers and also WCS cosplayers, we understand how much you take of yourself to do this. And I love that moment because of that. WCS teach me so much more of what I want to be in cosplay. I want to be the person that support others, like, and inspire others, not by saying I'm the best, just by, if you love this, if you're passionate about this, do it. Like, and if you doubt, I will help you. And I have been lucky to find people like Ashley and Yaya that they have see that and give me their strength too. And Jaya has been also a really great force for inspiration and force for me. She has always been there, giving me her advice and telling me that she believes in me. And like her, there's other beautiful people like Diana that I also met her in WCS, that she's representative of the United States 2016. And it's this energy of cosplay that I'm really passionate about. And I really love all the aspects of cosplay, but this is like my most precious, you know. And I love that you take those moments in the documentary and let people see also that other side, that how connects people, how make them, even this as far away as we are, we still connected and, you know, passionate about the same thing, and we speak the same language because it's that passion about this art. So yeah, and so happy to see you, Ashley, too. Thank you so much, yeah, for being there for me.
I just want to real quick, the four of us who are on, there is a questions tab. There are a lot of questions that we've been missing. So I just want you guys to
Sorry.
not forget. I think we should answer some of these, you know, it doesn't mean that, like, I honestly, I didn't even look at them.
Let me read this first one. As not a cosplayer, I think I will just read them and let you guys answer. Would you say the harassment is getting better, not only sexually, also intellectual, and this judgment of cosplaying a character that you don't like, even if you don't play, let's say, a video game character? Does that make sense?
Wait. That's more than one question.
Would you say that harassment is getting better? Not only sexual harassment, but also intellectual. Okay, you're right. That would be the end of the first part.
This judgment of cosplaying a character that you like, even if you don't play, say, a video game character. Okay, so like, let me answer, like, so the second part where people used to judge cosplayers for not playing a game, but cosplaying a character. I want to believe those days are over because that is gatekeeping and that is, the days of everyone feeling like, well, you need to prove that, you put in 100 hours in this game before you're deserving of cosplaying a character. Whereas now, like, we'll cosplay a character when it's been announced, like when we haven't even, like, it's months from the game ever coming out. But it's like, I think it's perfectly acceptable that we can enjoy a world and enjoy characters without forcing ourselves to like having to play it, whatever. Like, for example, I have carpal tunnel. I have like tendonitis and carpal tunnel from 20 years of crafting. And so playing video games for a long time for me is actually more painful than crafting. So I can do one or the other. I can either craft or I can play video games. So like obviously my job being cosplay, I will choose to craft more than cosplay to game. But if I'm into a game like Fire Emblem, I will put hundreds of hours into it. And I think you can cosplay whoever you want. It doesn't, you don't have to prove yourself. You just need to do whatever you feel like. Anyone else want to say anything about like
I I think sadly, human nature is what it is, and sometimes it takes out the worst of some people. Like, for example, internet let people say whatever they want because they are in a privileged side that they can hide and just say whatever they want. And I think what we need to do, and what I have seen and I like, is that cosplay community has been better and better by educating people and other cosplayers and to continue putting out there to respect and to give everybody their place. And also, I mean, in the way that uh, we are nobody to judge others, like unless somebody is getting directly doing something to you or affecting you, maybe you can have this argument and say, no argument, but these comments. But if they're not, just let people be and live their lives. I think cosplay has getting better and better. Like the movement that you show in the documentary, like Yaya highlight there also, like the, like cosplay is not consent. That's a great way to put it out. Like the cosplay as a community is getting better and better in that place. But sadly, I think it's going to be a forever thing because there's new ways. Like now it's social media. Like when Juan and me went to WCS, there was no likes, for example. Like now there's more and more ways to connect, and people can put their comments and find other people and approach to them. So I think we need to be continuously educating ourselves and educating people out there. And what is, for example, now that is this new time about gender and gender identity and all this. Like I have been trying my best to educate my followers about that because in Mexico it's something that is maybe it's not as known as in other countries, but I try my best to inform when somebody has this comment on, oh, I don't understand that. I always say, like, you don't have to. It's something that is up to that person, but at least let's respect each other's, right? Things like this. I think it has not disappeared completely. I think what Jaya is saying is right. I think that era of, oh, if you don't play, you have to cosplay, that I think that has changed.
yeah.
But still, there's things that will continue appearing new and new, but we need as as cosplayers, we need to, and a community to educate more, or the followers and friends and family, and communicating is the key to change this.
Yeah, that's a good, that would be a good lead in, I think, to the next question, which was in the cosplaying scene, what's one thing that you'd like to see more of? Let's start with Ashley.
Oh, that's a really good question. I mean, it's kind of related to what we're, oh, actually, here's one thing that I would like to see is people, while cosplay is amazing, I would like to have people really focus on taking care of themselves, even when they're cosplaying, because I know I have a personal experience where I actually had a mental breakdown from a costume. And that's something I'm very much wanting to share with people is, hey, yeah, you know, you cosplay is a wonderful thing, but your health comes first. And so that's the thing that I'm you know, very passionate about, because I mean, just for an example, when I cosplayed my astrologian for TwitchCon, I was able to make the costume. I did the contest. I fell on my butt trying to get off the stage, but I was okay, and it went well. But then afterwards, my body caught up, and I actually had a lot of mental health problems right afterwards, and it was just a lot of anxiety, and it was just, you know, it was really hard, and I kind of realized like, oh, I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't giving myself breaks. And so that's the thing that I want to encourage everybody to do, is just really stop, give yourself rest, you know, give yourself rest. Your cosplay will always be there if you need to take
Yeah.
a break.
Yes.
The
Mhm.
cosplay.
I think what's interesting from that I can maybe add to that, as like not a cosplayer but somebody who's kind of studied it in a way, is that what I'm hearing you say is that you put so much not only into the costume, but the costume represents so much of like who you are, that it can very quickly lead towards like a breakdown that's both physical and emotional, on
Mhm.
top of just like the actual physical labor. So I could see, because I see often online, you know, people talking about that, but I didn't think of it from how you just framed it. So that does make a lot of sense. And I
Yeah.
can see how important that is to have new, you know, just like resources for people to talk about
Yeah. When people talk about, oh, I didn't sleep, I'm like, no, please sleep.
that.
Yeah. I get very like, I want to take care of everybody. Like, please no.
Yaya, what about you in the cosplay scene? What's one thing that you'd like to see more of?
There's so many things. I've seen a lot over
You
the
only
years.
get one for this
So
question. Yes.
I've seen a lot. I feel like right now the cosplay scene is very sort of becoming more fast paced since the pandemic. It's all about like content, you know, crunching out the content. It's not even about like so much about like making a costume really fast, but it's just about, you know, have to be on the next hype and, you know, just crank out that content more and more. And we're sort of stuck in the social media like hamster wheel. And I would just love to see more people appreciating, you know, the long-term projects and projects that like it's just for everyone just kind of slow down a little bit and like maybe not put so much pressure on themselves to come out with so much new stuff and just kind of like, you know, go with the natural ebb and flow, you know, of things. And that I don't know how to get us there because it's like something I've been pondering a lot, and I'm working on like a new panel that is all about like social media's relationship to cosplay and how you can kind of like go beyond social media and find other ways um to sort of like enjoy cosplay and not feel so pressured by the algorithm and such. So I'm trying to figure that out, and I don't have a solution for it yet, except make a website. But
That's like a
I
very you're that just hits me really hard, because it's like it's now the enemy is cosplay versus the algorithm, which is so true for so many creators right now.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
that's the sequel. Shema,
There
let's
you go. There you go. We should explore that.
I
Shema,
think
yeah,
I
yeah.
think I was going the same route as Yaya. Like, I think I would like to see people put down their expectations over creators. I think the great part of being a huge community is that there are all kinds of creators out there and all types of flavors. So you can take any that you like and that you vibe to, you know, like that you like the content. But sometimes I have seen people that put their expectations over creators that some maybe like, I don't know, we have this amazing, I don't know, like crafter, and they want them to create sexy content, and maybe it's not their deal, and or backwards, like maybe they have this person that who really really enjoys the sexy side of cosplay, and they try to put them down their work because they don't make huge projects. So I think
Mm-hmm.
it's like I would like to people put a little bit down this expectation, and and instead of doing that, look for more creators that vibe with you and what you like to see and enjoy, and because that's more constructive. That is better. I think it's more positive, and like Jaya say, I think there. What I like about cosplay is that there's all types of cosplay out there. We actually the thing about cosplay is that we all have our personal point of view and way to do things, and even if we do the same character, we do it in a different
Yeah,
way. That's a great part of
exactly.
cosplay. It's not
Mm-hmm.
We should not try forcefully to do the same everyone. I think the richness of cosplay is how many different voices there are out there for one character or one project, and that's great. And I think what I would like to is that like to also give this place into the community for the creators that, like Jaya was saying, want to take a little bit more time. They want to take more naturally time, like she was saying, because to be honest, I think I'm like that too. I'm somebody who likes to put all the time that I can. Of course, with commissions is different, but I mean, with my own work, with my own creations, I like to take that time. And it's not like somebody's telling me, oh, you cannot do it, Shema. No, I'm just saying, like, sometimes people come and say, like, why don't you release new cosplays this month? It's like, because I can barely can make them. It's like that, I think it's nothing wrong, but I would like to people, well, the community to don't push each other's. Let's let everybody has their own voice in their work. That if I don't know if that makes sense, but that's something like I want to say about that. And yeah, I would like that. I would like to see more competitive cosplayers. Like, I would love that. I love competitions. I love performing. I love all that. I love the creativity that it brings. And I really love to see more and more of that hardcore cosplay. But like Ashley say, take care of yourself. It happened to me when I came back from WCS. I got a stomach ulcer, and I was in this hospital like for 1 week, and yeah, it was a lot, and you don't understand until you reach that point, and that you have to take care of yourself. So yeah, so always take care of yourself, because even if you're a cosplayer who make new cosplays all the time, your body got tired, your body is in it can be in danger if you don't take care of it.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
be nice to yourself.
that's definitely one that from somebody on the outside you don't realize, but like, yeah, taking care of yourself and cosplay definitely go hand in hand. We're gonna take one last question. Everyone's gonna get 45 seconds. We'll do this quickly because we've been on for an hour and a half because this has been so much fun.
I'm
I can't
sorry.
believe we've been on for an hour and a half. What?
Does not feel
But
like it.
I think this is a really good question though, and for those that have been waiting, it should be answered. But I'm gonna time everybody with 1 minute. How has cosplay changed post-pandemic? Uh, Yaya, let's start with you.
Well, I've gone to a lot of conventions post pandemic, and I am very happy that conventions are back. I think it's really important for us to have that social aspect and, cosplay beyond just the internet and TikTok and Instagram and such. I notice like there may be more bot costumes at conventions now, and maybe people's perception is like more about like just buying a costume to be able to have that instant gratification and enjoy with their friends. So I'm hoping to encourage people to get back to making more, or encourage them to enter competitions more. I love to see more competitions and more people joining them, and see that there are other ways to cosplay than, recording TikTok videos, which is also really fun, but there are many different ways. So did I keep it under a minute?
You got 4 seconds left if you got. um, oh, there it is. Ashley or Sherma, you each have, let's say 45 seconds. I can't believe how long we've been talking. It's flown by. My sister pointed out that we've now been talking longer than the film, which is awesome. Okay, Ashley, what about you? How has cosplay changed post-pandemic?
Yeah, I know for me, I definitely took a very long break from cosplay. So I have a feeling there's a lot of people who have done the same. I'm very motivated by events, apparently. I'm just now starting to make new stuff and I'm very excited about it. So one thing I've noticed, so I know a lot of people have had that same experience. I know I've talked to a lot of people who same thing. So I think there's some people kind of shaking off the cobwebs. The thing that I've noticed, what I think is really neat, is there's a lot more competitions who do video divisions now that actually compete from anywhere. You can film like doing little short films with your cosplay, doing a performance, which is amazing because it's opening up the availability for competitions for so many more people. So Crunchyroll Expo did Hime Cup, which they've been doing that since I think they've done it every year during the pandemic almost. I don't remember if they did 20.
Oh yeah, you've now crossed the minute. I will let you keep going because cosplay videography is very important and should be celebrated. But yeah, no, that's a really.
So I want more I want more access for more people because I know there is a barrier for entry for people. So I will now close up.
That's beautiful. Shout out to all the cosplay videographers and photographers watching. Sherma, in 1 minute, how has cosplay changed post-pandemic?
I'm really happy to see many new creators. That what happened with the new platforms like TikTok. That's really great. I really love that. I really enjoy that. Also, I really like that what Yaya was saying is true. That now people is like more out for the social thing because we were so at home that people now really want to go out there and be more social about cosplay and everything. And that's great. I really want more people to compete also and take that opportunity because events work so hard to bring competition for you guys. So take those opportunities are amazing also. And I think that has what changed a lot. Also, at least for me, also has bring me like Yaya, like a new spark in me that I really want to do what I also love at the side of what I have to do by my work, also what I want to do for myself, because it was a really scary time for everyone. And it makes you think about what you want to do in your life and what you want to enjoy and what makes you happy. And I really thinking about my crazy dream cosplays that I really want to do and trying to balance it through what I need to do for my work and what I want to do for myself and enjoy it. So I think that also changed with me, and I hope this teaches us to not only enjoy more what we love, but also the people that we love and we care. And that's great. I think what we need to learn about all these experiences is that, you never know. Nobody has life for granted. So take this moment, live it truly, and go for your passion, what you love. And of course, we need to do certain things to survive in this capitalist world, but still like follow your dreams, follow your passions. And if you think cosplay, do what you love too. And balance it. It's difficult, but it's also part of the fun. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, that was great, guys. Thank you so much for being a part of this. This was I honestly didn't know what to expect with an Instagram live like this, but this was magical. To give the 7-year reunion of you two after not seeing each other on that stage that's pretty cool. We all got to experience
Aww.
that.
We should somebody should screenshot.
Oh yes.
Screenshot.
Yeah.
Quick, somebody. I'm on an Android,
yeah.
so I don't know how to screenshot. Sherma, do it.
Let me try.
Wait, let's
1,
do
2,
it
3.
this time. 2000. Is someone screenshotting? I hope.
I'm doing it. There you go.
OMG.
Okay.
So thank you guys so much for all those of you who stuck around till the end. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching the film with us.
Yeah, and if
Nostalgia
anyone who
bombs.
did join up, you can check out Cosplay Universe on Amazon Prime, Apple TV, Xbox, Vudu, and Google Play. And pretty soon, we're working on getting it to places outside the United States. And thanks everyone so much. It was magical night.
Yay, thank you, everyone.
Please, guys.
At a con.
I want to thank my friend Camila. I love you. She was in the comments. I love you. I'm sorry. And also go watch the movie.
Yes.
Bye.